Hi, my name is Kevin McMullen, and I am a filmmaker originally from Homedale, New Jersey. In 2009, I graduated college 1 year early so that I could produce my first feature film, XO117, based on a script I wrote when I was a teenager. I cast my high school friends, and we completed the film for less than $900 in our backyards and basements. By nature of the way the film was shot over an entire summer on nights and weekends, I was never really sure that the film would be completed, but fortunately it was, and we were lucky enough the following year to screen the film all over the country in places like San Jose, Atlanta, Kansas City, Memphis, Seattle, Indianapolis, and then all around the East Coast. Just a couple months after we began showing the film at festivals, we signed with a company called IndieFlix to be released on Hulu.com in September 2010, when we also released our DVD through our website. The film was a really wonderful education, and it continues to be one. And while I'm very proud to have produced it, the moment that we completed the film was the moment that I thought I could do it better. Just because over the course of that summer, I learned so much about what you can and cannot do for that budget range, what kind of stories you can tell, and the ways in which you can tell it. So needless to say, I was anxious to do it again. So I took all these little notes I had been collecting about this new no-budget film idea I had that I knew we could produce in and around my hometown, and I began writing a script. I only finished a draft of it 1 month before we began our first shooting day. I cast the film with friends, family, and neighbors again because I had decided that I wanted another exercise in making a backyard film with no crew, mostly because I just didn't have money to feed or transport volunteers who were willing to help out. So there were only 3 of us on set every day. Myself, my friend Chris Baccarella, who actually quit his job in Los Angeles and flew himself back home to help produce, and Sean Emer, my friend and a very talented cinematographer who shot XO117. We also had help from my friend Matt Strickland, who would drop by just to hold a microphone, and Kevin Sawicki, who actually built us a whole bunch of rigs. I bought a couple new hard drives to edit again on my laptop, and we began filming this quiet little film called Aboard the Carousel, which essentially tells 2 stories. One about an experienced girl who tries to teach intimacy to a very lonely guy, and 2 about a group of kids and their first interactions with the opposite sex, specifically one boy and his crush on a much older girl. The shoot went really well, and I'm very happy with the stuff that we got, but because the budget was so small, just $3,100, there were some inherent logistical constraints. And add to that some bad weather, we had to rush a lot of scenes or cut them out completely. After we wrapped the film, I moved to New York City and I began pursuing my Master of Fine Arts in Film Directing at Columbia University's graduate film program. I've been working part-time and going to school full-time, so it's been tricky trying to fit in editing this movie. So I've definitely pulled a couple all-nighters, but I made some progress, and I have some rough cuts of certain scenes assembled for the musician Jonah Delso to begin scoring. But as I get deeper into the editing process, it's becoming apparent that there are just a few small gaps in the film that need to be filled in. And so I'm here on Kickstarter trying to raise some money for a couple days of reshoots this summer, and also some post-production costs like sound editing and mixing, color correction, a website, submission fees to festivals, and a whole slew of other things. So anything that you can donate would be much appreciated and would go a really, really long way. And if you'd like to help out but you can't donate anything, you can always link this video up on your Facebook or email it out to family and friends. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and take care.